Hello, Connecticut Technical High School Assistant Principals. My name is Tom St. George. I'm the Library Media Specialist at Wyndham Tech, and I'm creating this podcast for a couple of reasons. First, to explain the Google website lessons that I've been collaborating on with trade teachers at Wyndham Tech, but primarily because in presenting this ORMS curriculum to the principals not that long ago, we had major technical difficulties, and that made me very nervous, and I don't think I was able to convey the message clearly. So I thought by creating the podcast, if we have similar experience at your meeting, you'll be able to access this presentation online at your convenience. So this first piece is a Prezi that I present to the students when I have them up in the Library Media Center to create their online portfolios. It explains why we're using Google at CTHSS. First, I explain that Google is the most used search engine in the world, and here are a couple of articles that provide that data. Over 1 billion searches on Google each month, which outpaces Bing, Yahoo, Ask, AOL, and Wow combined. The next article shows exactly how often Google is used. It is used nearly 70% of the time in all computer searches and nearly 90% of the time in all mobile device searches, such as phones or tablets such as iPads. Why this is important? Because our students are using technology more than we are. It's outlined here in a couple of articles. This is on a book from Alan November called Who Owns the Learning? And the next article is District Administrator, Technology Flourishing in Our Schools. Some highlights of Alan November's book is that students own the learning. They want to take more responsibility for their work. They want to do work not just for their teacher because it's an assignment, but because they want to contribute. They want to have a purpose. They want to contribute and responsibility for producing for a global audience. So they want to just not just complete the work because it's an assignment, but they'd like to be a part of the learning. And this is evidenced in the next slide that you'll see here, in that the second largest search engine in the world is YouTube. And I'll share this link with you, and you can see that YouTube was bought by Google in 2006, that over 100 hours of video are uploaded every minute, and there's other statistics that you can access if you're interested. But our students are already using this technology. They're using Instagram, they're using YouTube, they're posting things online and creating these online portfolios or profiles of themselves. We need to teach them to use it in a positive way, and if we can share what they've learned at our schools, that'll be a positive message for future employers or schools that they look to attend to. So Google offers, I explained to them, YouTube, Google Drive, Google Docs to collaborate with each other on their work, Google Sites for their portfolio, Google Classroom for the teachers to post lessons and assignments, which is similar to Schoology or Moodle, Google Blogger, Maps, Calendar, Translator, Books, News, Drawing, Google Plus, which is like Facebook for Google, and much more. One of the key things is that it offers 3 terabytes of information for students to store their work, so they don't have to carry around these flash drives. Here are some examples of student work, and I'll share them with you, but I wanted to include them in the presentation so you can link to them anytime. Sergio, Ben's, and David's, these are all carpentry examples, but I'll show you others. After I show this presentation to students, what I have them do is I have them go into Google Drive, I send them a link, and I have them brainstorm. And in doing this, I was observed by my assistant principal, and students were being foolish and typing in silly things that weren't appropriate. And I explained to them, it provided an opportunity for me to explain the difference between a personal and professional use of technology. I explained to them that they may do whatever they want on with their personal email or their personal Facebook page, but with these Google products, this is a reflection of their professionalism and what they're doing in school. Also that it can be tracked and we can see exactly who's typing inappropriate things. After doing that, they settled down and they typed in appropriate things, and as a student said that they could be used for a good way of showing PowerPoints, projects. Josh referred to the memory or the storage. They use the websites could be used for discussions about homework in classroom, is what Jesus said. Save important documents. Another student said, Josh said, you could display past projects. And Ben said it would be good to keep organized. After they did this brainstorming activity, this was just to show them how they could collaborate, whether it be the Google site, whether it be a document or anything. I took them into example sites, and I showed them a personal website example and the library media website example, and showed them the difference between the two that I had provided for examples. The personal website is a blank template, and the library website is a chosen template from this create button here. When they go into Google Sites, they choose either a blank template or they browse the gallery for something specific, whether it's portfolio or something related to their trade. So in the personal website example, I show them how they can put a picture of themselves or their family. They can include a resume and references. I showed them it could be either a Google document or it could be a Word document. They could collaborate with their English teacher on creating a resume for themselves, post it to their website. They could put references or cover letters. Here's a reference from my assistant principal, Donna Goyette, former superintendent, former principal. I explained how they can include news articles. So if there's anything that they've done in their community, volunteer work or anything, here's a video that we have on our Read Across America event that we just collaborated with United Way with. Cooking article that was posted in the Chronicle about a large donation we had of cookbooks. Here's a blog that we have for our culinary department for people to post their comments on their experience in the Uncommon Kitchen. The link to the Wyndham Tech Twitter page, the link to the YouTube channel. So this is, again, the blank template that I showed them they can create. Next, I show them the library, which was chosen from one of the templates, an educational template in the gallery. And it shows, links to book fair here, overdue book policy. It has calendars, forms and documents, blogs as well. So this is, again, something that they can choose. For culinary, I showed them a restaurant example, and I told them they could put a picture of the Uncommon Kitchen in here, or a picture of themselves over here. They can put the potential coupons or reviews on their on people who have tried their cuisine. For carpentry, I showed them an example of a home improvement website, in which they could have procedures for hanging a door or building a dresser. Or this is a template, so they can change it or they can use it as it exists. For carpentry, I also showed them we have a large English language learner population in carpentry, and most of them speak Spanish. So I showed them that by simply clicking on a language option, they can create a duplicate website in another language. So if they're looking to either gain employment from a contractor, they could create a website in that language, or if their customers they think are going to be speaking another language, they could create a website in that language. On to the student examples. I've got this first example of Sergio's, which he's got puzzles. You can see these are videos about puzzles that were created using carpentry techniques. He's got some challenges on here. He's got a link for my work here, but he doesn't have any work yet in there, but you can tell that's the direction he's moving in. He's got some safety tips, some videos on how to use various machines in his shop, and he's got some try it videos as well. Sergio is off to a good start, and he took third place in the competition that Mr. Gargano and I collaborated on. Next student is Ben, and he has got some carpentry tricks. He's got an About Me section. He doesn't have anything in there yet, but you can tell again he's moving in that direction. He's got other videos of retired carpenters, projects they've done, carpenter fails. We can all learn from our mistakes and things that have gone wrong in the trade. A little humor. OSHA safety procedures, as well as a list of safety hints. So he took second place. He did a great job. The winning student in carpentry was David, and you can see he's got his contact information here. He's got a little bit of bio about himself, um, hoping he can add a resume at some point. But he's got, again, videos of examples of how to construct things using various tools and techniques. He's got tips and tricks of the trade, how to use glue, sanding, sharpening tools, etc. He's got a list of tools here similar to Ben. But what he has is what's key is he's got the projects that he's worked on for kitchen cabinets, leaf box, nightstand. He's got pictures of these projects. This is a toolbox he built in his freshman year with the wood that he used and explanation of how he constructed it. This is a workbench that he created at home so he can work on his trade at home as well. So that was the deciding factor, and he won a $25 gift certificate to Home Depot. This is a culinary example of the winning student in culinary, Nathaniel. And again, he has video links to to support his trade and different techniques and procedures that he's learned. But the key for him, again, is he posted his own work in my gallery. He's got confectionery roses that he made, as well as some bread twists. So Chef Olson decided that he was the winner, and he won a $25 gift certificate to the Olive Garden. So I've worked with HVAC since then. I'm talking with Otto to collaborate with them on creating student portfolio websites. And our goal is that students, again, will create a positive online profile of the work they've completed here at our school, and that we can collaborate with both trade and academics. At the end of these these constructions of the websites, we get together and the students, we go back into Google Drive. I send them another email with a reflection ticket. It requires them to have a CTHSS log on, and it automatically tracks their username. It's just a couple of quick questions. I ask them how they think they'll use this website, and I want them to be honest with me. I tell them don't check every box if you're not going to do everything. Just check what you think you'll use it for. And then I ask them, are there any other ways they see that Google or Google Sites can help them with trades or academics? And they're sharing more information, and I'm sure that they'll think of more things that we can use these Google products than we can even dream of. They're engaged with technology, and I think they're happy that we're moving in this direction. So thank you very much for listening to this presentation.